So I'm here at a condo. I'm doing a little repair. I've got to let this dry now, and then I'm going to lightly sand that, and then I'm going to have to paint this. And you know, the owner said that there was some matching paint underneath the cabinet. Well, they had the accent color, darker color, and then they also had some paint for the door casings and the baseboards and stuff like that. So now I have to go to the store and get this color here. But once I come back and I sand this, then I'll paint this, and I've got to put at least 2 coats of paint on there and then let it dry. Preferably, if you had any primer, you'd put the primer on first and then 2 coats of finish. I don't have that. I don't have any primer here, and so I'm going to use 2 coats of finish, and then I'll have to look at it. And then what I might do is take a mini roller. You know, I might take just a small brush and just do this. Then for 2 coats, and then I might take a mini roller and roll out this entire little wall section. Okay, and there's a tip for you. You know, you do a little patch, even if your paint is the exact same color, sometimes it doesn't blend in all the way, and then you see exactly, oh yeah, there's a patch. Yeah, Joe said he patched that and painted real good. It looks like crap, because now you can see exactly where he patched. I see it. It's right there, and it's right up there, and it's right down there. But you're not going to do that, are you? You're going to be smart. We're going to take the paint on the last coat. I'm going to take a mini roller, and I'm going to go up in there, and I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to go almost over to the wall. And when I use a mini roller, 6-inch mini roller, I don't have to cut in or anything. I can go down fairly close to the wall. And when somebody looks at these patches, they're going to say, wow, Joe did a really good job. You can't even see where the paint is off. It matches perfectly. And maybe it doesn't match perfectly, but you know the trick now on how to do it. Okay, how am I going to blend this in? Well, I've got the little piece here, I got a piece up there, and I got a little bit down there. And when I look at this wall, and I also have some imperfections right in here, and what I think I'm going to do there is I'm going to blend it in. I'm going to take it off of the wall with the mini roller. I'm going to bring it over, you know, after I put 2 coats on with a small little paintbrush. I mean, you could do a small little paintbrush and leave it, and that's it. Or do a small paintbrush, and then if you look at the paint real close, and if you see it's got not perfectly smooth, you could take a mini roller after you put paint on here with a paintbrush, then take a mini roller and just use that, and that's how you're going to put a little texture on there, let's say. Well, in my case, I'll look at it and I'll probably continue the paint up higher. I may not go all the way up to the ceiling, but I may go over, you know, here or so, and blend it in. So when somebody sees, oh, okay, yeah, there's a patch there, there's a patch there, there's a patch there, they're going to look at that and they're going to forget to look way over here to see that, oh, the paint doesn't actually blend in 100% if you don't get the same color. Even if you do get the same color, here's the thing. You get the same color of paint and you're putting it on here, you may have 3 coats right here and only 2 coats right there. Okay, 2 coats of the existing, now you're going to put 2 coats on the patch, but now you're going to have 4 coats on the existing. Do you follow? There's actually going to be 4 coats of paint right here. There's only going to be 2 coats of paint over the patches, and so it could mismatch, discolor or something, and depending how much light you have on your wall. See, this wall is kind of dark. If I'm standing back here, it's kind of shaded, so we're going to be okay either way. But if it was light, bright sun on it, you can stand back and you'll see it no matter what if you're not paying attention, and continue this over later just to blend it in with a mini roller, let's say. Okay, there's a tip for you. Now granted, if I had lightweight spackle on here, it almost looks like whipped cream, and it's very light. You can put it over there and you don't have to really let it dry, and then you can paint over it, but it's not going to be as smooth as this wet spackle. I really just would not feel comfortable doing those patches that way, and then wondering later, okay, is it going to be rough? How's the paint going to look over it? How's it going to keep stuck in just one small little area? So that's why I use the wet spackle, the heavy, thick spackle. And yes, I have to come over here a couple times. But the first time I was here for 15 minutes. I'm here again looking at it, and I've been here for 15 minutes. Now I've got to let this dry all the way. Then I have to come back and sand it. Then I have to come back and paint it. So it takes up some time. But if you're doing it yourself, fine. You know, it doesn't matter. I want you to get it perfect, and you can. You don't have to be a professional. And with a few minimal tools, what all did I have? I had a spackle. I had the spackle here, and that was $3.99. It's like this heavy spackle, spackling compound. And I've got a putty knife. This putty knife is like a throwaway putty knife for less than $2. Okay, and then obviously you've got to get some paint. You got to match up the paint if you don't know what color it is and all that. Okay, but if you had a painter come out here, they're going to charge you probably no less than $100 to do this patch, maybe even more. So do it yourself and save big.